Roger, 0J, and I feel fine.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight in the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
Discovery, go and throttle up. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
All right. What's good, guys? What is good? Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Oh. Try and get these levels right again. I think we should be pretty good right about there. But what's good, everyone? What is good? Sniper Hex is here. Willow Kid is here as well. Del Rio, what's good, man? What's good? Today is Friday, January 27th. Pretty much the last full week of January. Not the last trading day, but the last full week at least. The last trading day of January is going to be on Tuesday. So anyway, we'll do some live futures analysis. We'll kind of see what's really going on around the markets, and if we can, we'll take some paper trades just to study price. You know, we won't live trade, but we will potentially take some paper trading opportunities. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Naruto? Good to see that we have some usuals on here. And yeah, so if you guys are looking at the indices, let me know what y'all think. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Or nothing at all? So it's 12:06, which means we've just started the afternoon session. 12 is right here, so we immediately got that drop down. But even on a 1 minute chart, that doesn't mean that I'm bearish, especially since we have equal highs right at 40.95. So yeah. I mean, we could take a look at currencies and whatever else you want, but what's up, Allie? What's good? So yeah, it looks like NASDAQ today is the one that is a banger for the upside today. And we'll take a look at what that looks like on a daily, especially when you notice, pull up, oh yes, just make sure you guys can see this, especially the reaction on the 25th from Wednesday, how we reacted from that imbalance right there. Can you guys see that? I mean, everything is gray. I know. That imbalance right there. Wait, hold on. Why does that look like that? There we go. Okay. So we came down and then closed well above the low of the day. Yesterday was bullish. I don't really see any reason for today to be bearish, and we have continued higher, so that's not a surprise at all. Dollar, potential long from dollar. So I look for imbalances, and I don't look for all that other business. So I call everything an imbalance. The only other significant low is at 101.29, maybe the 101 level. And if you look at a weekly, there's an imbalance below that as well. So I think it's likely to continue lower. It has been continuing lower for quite a while, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, it's been rather sloppy here. It has been trading lower, but these days just have been very gross. I would say, you know, we had that one idea on British pound and that was it. I forgot, I don't even remember what day that was. That was in here. Remember these lows here? We talked about how there was that imbalance here. I don't remember if we followed up on YouTube with that or not, but we filled that imbalance, and then during London, as mentioned beforehand, we did trade about 150 pips lower below those lows, and we really haven't done anything significant since then. We came back into the range and we've been stuck within that range, so that's kind of yikes. Euro, same thing. It's been, I mean, it has traded generally higher, but same thing. It's just been really just range bound, lots of lows, lots of highs being taken. So not really my cup of tea. Not really my cup of tea. So one thing that I have noticed is that the Dow has not traded above the morning's high, whereas the S&P has done so, and we left equal highs there, and the NASDAQ is well above its morning session highs. So Fridays are not the best days to live stream or to live, you know, analysis, or at least take trades, in my opinion. But you know, I don't want to impede on anyone else's schedule, so Mondays and Fridays is pretty much what we are stuck with. Okay. Higher time frame and sentiment led me to think we could be bullish for next week, potentially taking the week/daily wicks. If the weekly closes as is, maybe we'll see reaccumulation above the wicks. What's in that funny area where price is potential for either side after higher time frame liquidity gets captured, in my opinion? Is this a regularly scheduled session? So this is our second Friday together. But I think that's going to be the schedule: Monday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, which for me is noon, which is the beginning of the afternoon session. So that is the schedule I would likely put out. We went for 3 hours last Friday. I don't know if we're gonna have that many. I didn't really promote for today, you know, or anything like that, so we obviously don't have a lot of viewers on, so probably just keep it an hour today, unless we get up to 40, 50 or more, then I'll stay. But again, I didn't promote. A lot of people really don't promote anymore, so I don't really know what's up with that. But you know, back in the day, people used to promote heavy promotion, and now people just don't. People don't promote anymore, or they just promote for themselves or whatever it is that they're doing. So, you know, but it is what it is. I'm not tripping. But you know, that's one thing about leadership. You know, leadership, there's a lot to unpack with leadership. I mean, obviously John Maxwell has like 100 books, most of which are on leadership, and there's tons and tons. But when it comes to leadership, for me, right, I like to think of delegation. You know, like here's my belief, and you can agree or disagree, but here's my belief. My personal belief is that I should not have to promote. I shouldn't have to. There should be, well, when there's a schedule, whether it's go live or YouTube, whatever else, when a schedule is put out, you know what times to be here. You know what times we're not here, and you know what times we are here. And then on top of that, it's the leaders within an organization or leaders within a community, for example, that should be able to promote. Like Willow, for example, Willow promotes to Twitter. I didn't ask for that, but he does that because he wants to get people on. He, is involved with the community on Twitter. So, he does that. To me, that's delegation, right? That's what a lot of people should do, but a lot of people don't do, I don't know why that was held for review, but we got it. Grateful for the time you're able to give us, John. You're welcome. We got to get you monetized. Go as long as you need, brother. Yeah, I'll get monetized pretty soon. I'm about 25, maybe 30% of the way there. And it's only been like 2 weeks. So give it like another month, maybe 2 months tops. And I'm sure we'll be able to do that. So, and again, I don't have anything specific for that, but what I can tell you is that the streams are likely going to still be here, but the chat might be membership only. But again, I gotta figure things out and get it ready and all that. But the first thing is for you guys, obviously, to get value. So videos, live streams, stuff like that, that's going to be first, and everything else after that is secondary. Know what I'm saying? Amazing. Glad we got these sessions with no power hour Fridays. Yeah. I think we used to have power hour on Friday. I don't remember. If people want the knowledge and data, they'll come on their own will. Probably correct. But there are hundreds of YouTube channels that are live trading right now. I mean, there's tens of thousands of YouTubers that do, teach trading. So there's going to be obviously some level of competition there. But so take a look at this real quick, because I can come up here and bullshit all day, but I want to talk about price too. So we do have equal lows on ES at 40.82, maybe 82.5. Yeah, 82.5. So look at that. Right, so price is trading within equal highs and some equal lows. I like equal highs like this. They're spaced out a little bit versus like lows like this that are very, very close together. They'll still act the same way, but I just like them more clean and set up like this. But I do think that this low is going to be swept. If we look below that, let's see what's below that. Imbalance here. So first idea that comes into mind, we come down to the lows, trade into that imbalance, and then trade higher up to the equal highs. That's like what my mind goes to. But again, it's not a trade recommendation. We can actually take trades, like if we want to go long here, we can. But this is a paper trading account. Okay, so again, this is not live trading, it's live analysis. I'm not telling you to push buttons or anything like that. And just to show you, I haven't really been on here in like a year, or maybe like 6 or 7 months. The last paper trade I took was January, February, March, April, May. It was like May 25th of last year. So it's been a while since I've traded on this paper account. So obviously if you see this, understand that this is not real money. I'm not putting real money at risk here. Okay, so it's demo, it's paper, whatever have you. Okay, not trade recommendations. Okay, what's up, lit 24/7? Quite a throwback, but yeah, there were power hour Fridays. There were. I don't remember if I was on those or not. I don't remember. I don't remember. So, but anyways, of course, if you are not subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification if that's still a thing, just so you don't miss future content, so you don't miss future live sessions. If you're not part of the Discord already, okay, you can go to discord.gg/tradehouse. You'll be able to get into that way. And if you guys have not seen the core recommendations, the core reading recommendations, that is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday, and for traders especially, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So if you don't have those already, I highly suggest that you get those. If you don't have them, if you would like to get them and support the channel, you can actually go into the link in the description. You can order them there through Amazon. Again, it won't cost you anything extra, but I will receive a commission if you decide to do that. All right, but let's take a look at Dow. The Dow Jones, the weakest index of today, in my opinion, and the NASDAQ is the strongest. Okay. So I do want to see, oh, we're on ES, sorry about that. I want to see, again, if we take this lows, and I want to see what we do with this 5-minute potential imbalance if we do get down in there. But if we pause here for a moment, I think there was really good shorts from this morning. I woke up a little bit too late, but I actually did an interview a little bit earlier with one of the Italian educators, and it was a great interview, great questions, and I had a lot of fun. That'll be on YouTube, not on this channel, it'll be on another channel pretty soon. And got up and, you know, did that, but I was just a few minutes too late to the shorts from this morning. So we had London, right, that really didn't do anything. A lot of consolidation during London and pre-market. When the stock exchange opened, we rallied, right? So anyone who was long from down in here, or long from this retracement, or chasing price as it's going up, where the stop's going down in here, anyone who's trailing stops is going to go to this low here. You see how that low is the only distinctive one, right? There's not really any lows in here, and there's not really any lows in here until way down in this area. So it's like that's the most obvious low. And we see price break down, we retrace, there's an imbalance right there. And again, I was literally just a few minutes too late, because there's one right there, and then price breaks down here, another break of, well, this to me is a break of structure there, and there's one more small imbalance right there, and it sinks down below that low. Now since then, I have not really seen any other opportunity that I personally would have taken on the indices, other than actually this I did screenshot earlier. It's right there. Give me a second. Morning session high here. Okay, and so from this down candle there, like right when it traded into that, I screenshotted it, and then we rallied for that high. But I didn't take that. I didn't think it was worth taking, to be honest. Just because of the timing, and just because of risk reward, I just decided to let that go. And okay, so I cleared the markups on the micros, that's fine. But so that this information here is no longer really important to me, and this one is, but I just have a feeling that we have not made the high of the day. So again, we will see how that goes. But yeah, I don't like the Dow. I think it's weak, and I prefer to trade the S&P over the Dow Jones, or the NASDAQ over all of them. Know what I'm saying? Gotta finish my breakfast here. I haven't even had lunch yet either. I haven't eaten today, but I figured, you know, we'll do something. We'll do something, and I'll eat a little bit later. I gotta go to I gotta get a haircut too, man. I gotta get my beard trimmed and all that. You know, I'm out here looking like Mufasa with a mane. I gotta get rid of that, man. I gotta get rid of it, or at least not get rid of it, but I gotta trim it a little bit. You know what I mean? Trim that thing down. So, but yeah, so we'll probably be here for at least until 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit longer. And again, you know, if there's enough of you on here, then I'll stay for as long as you guys want. If I'm being fair though, I think 3 hours is probably the max, because from 12 to 3, that's pretty much the afternoon session. So the stock exchange closes, and opportunities after that are pretty much gone. So I just don't think there would be a point in anything after that. And then people aren't going to watch the recording because they're going to look at it, you know, like, oh shit, it's 3 hours. You know, who has time for that? So when you're looking at your chart and you see a few potential entries, would you take the first one it goes to, or wait for the lowest potential entry? How do you filter out? Great question, Mr. John D. So the filtering system, there's a few different things that you can do, not just the time of the day. Sabrina, yes, I do trade Forex, just not as much as the indices. It's a filtering system. So opening price is one of them, right? Buying below the open if we're in bullish conditions, or shorting above the open if we're in bearish conditions. And then another thing too is the Fibonacci logic. So like today's range, for example, from this intraday low up to the equal highs that we're at, which again, I don't think these equal highs are going to be the high of the day. They totally could be, but I don't think they will be. So if this is our current range, I'm looking at this like, okay, well, we're at about a 25% fib, you know, or something like that. And the first level of liquidity is going to be down in here, and then that imbalance is roughly 50% as well. So this to me just seems like a logical area that price is going to want to reach for. So I wouldn't short this right this second. I wouldn't do that. We're about to have the 30-minute candle open up here as well, or this 30-minute candle is going to close, the next one's going to open here in just a minute. But I mean, I guess if I had to say, you do have like a high, low, higher, high, and so like this down candle you could potentially use as a mitigation to go short. There's an imbalance here. So I guess your question is, would you take the mitigation or wait for the imbalance? And again, I mean, that's really going to be on you. I like when there's an overlap of both. When there's an overlap of both. I don't usually pick the earliest one. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And this is why I try to explain things, you know, as thoroughly as I can. But it, you know, each trade is independent, each one is unique, right, as per Mark Douglas. And so you know, sometimes I give you ideas, or like, say for example, you know, I've discussed times where, let's just say we took the mitigation, like we took an early entry, like let's just say we'll short right now as a hypothetical scenario. If we would allow the market enough room, we would say, okay, well, it may trade into that imbalance, and if it does, we will allow the market to do so, and we'll have our stop at a particular high. Now, again, I wouldn't short this market because of the equal highs here. I never want to have my stop at equal highs. That's usually not a good idea. But let's say, for example, we had a wick right here. Like if that was a setup, then I would short this with a stop either at this high or maybe even at like 40.96 with a target here. But then the issue becomes risk reward. It's like, okay, well, that's like 9 points of risk for like 8 points of reward. So is that really a trade that I want to take? So the idea is probably not. Because sometimes price will trade into a mitigation and then sell off. Sometimes it does come into an imbalance and then sell off. And ideally, that's why I like having both. When there's like confluence, that's when, you know, your chef kiss entry is there. You know what I mean? But since this wick is not there, we drew that. This is what we're working with. So this to me just seems a little bit lower probability, because I could be wrong on the run on equal lows and the imbalance. Price could say, you know, fuck what John thinks. I'm going to run up and take the highs, you know. So that was at a potential institutional candle, but below they're an imbalance near 33,950. Which time frame are you talking about? Because I look at Dow futures and a lot of you look at CFDs. So it is hard for me to decide. And we have some trendline liquidity here as well. I don't know if the S&P has that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But you see like this magical trend line right here. So traders may trying to be looked to long that, so we may end up ripping ass to the downside. So we'll have to see. But like this down candle here, I'm not looking at that like I would long that. Like I wouldn't long that. Sure, it's respected 50% and it could trade higher from here, but I'm not feeling it. We're above opening price and it's just I'm just not feeling it. And plus, since Dow didn't take this morning's high, it still could, but to me it's just the weakest index, so I wouldn't trade Dow. I don't think the opportunity is there. I don't think the strength is there. So for those reasons, remember the first stream we did together, we went through discernment, right? We went through, it was the Dow that had a short setup, but remember I said not to take it because we're still bullish. And then same thing with British pound. There was a good shorting opportunity, but since we were in a bullish market, I was saying that this is probably not going to be respected. And then boom, they both blew up. They both took the morning's high, and hopefully you guys learned discernment. Oh, it's the same shit here. It's like, I just don't like it. You know, I just don't like it. I'm looking at it and I'm just not liking it. I'm not digging it. It's sus, if you will. If there's any Gen Z in here, it's just sus, that's all. So hopefully that speaks some of y'all's language, but I don't know, we'll get it figured out. So we'll see what we do from this imbalance. Oh shit, sorry, the ES, that's right, ES. So let's see what we do from that, and if we blow past that imbalance, obviously I think we would trade above the equal highs. So we'll have to see how it goes, but don't know. Do not know. Well, let's see what that would look like. Let's see what that would look like. Like, let's say we just took a market. If we had a stop at the equal highs, which doesn't even sound right. My stop's at the equal highs. It just sounds fucking terrible. So if our TP was this imbalance at 40.81, we'll just change that to an 8. Okay. So that is not a good risk reward. So you would essentially be risking 262 to make 460, 450, something like that. Yeah, so that's probably not something I would want to take. That's not even a 1 to 3. you know, and then dollar amount, it's just not worth it. It ain't worth it. I mean, I guess on paper we could pull the trigger, but I'm not going to do it. But we'll see. So anyway, NASDAQ doesn't have equal highs, looking like it wants to continue higher on the day. And it looks like the Dow, it looks like it wants to. Like it looks like it wants to trade higher. And again, we'll come back to that. But I am interested in the S&P to see what we do. Because if you think about it, if the market's been bullish and bullish and bullish, and traders are looking for shorts, if they are trying to short this market, equal highs are perfect for having stops there and above it. So to me, it would make the most sense for this to rally up and above those highs. So now, what do you do in that situation? All right, John, well, shit, if we're not short, then maybe we can go long. All right, well, do you see a long setup? Because I don't. I do not. But yeah, so I think this retracement, I think people are trying to short this, and the stops are here. And if you're an OG, like the Oest of G's, then you guys remember the old box and eye combo. Wonder who started that. Wink, wink. So we'll see. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. And since we have a few of you on here, guys, if you have gotten some value from today, or if you like the streams, I would appreciate it if you could give the channel a subscribe, the video a like as well. As always, that helps, get this channel on the algorithm. It helps, with the engagement, even with the comments too. The comments definitely help, so it is all much appreciated. But yeah, we can go over fiber. I mean, I briefly mentioned it earlier, but this is what we'll do. We're going to put the S&P in another window, obviously above the camera, the webcam, because I want to simultaneously watch that as we look at the euro. Well, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So we swept the low, rallied, swept this low again, but we're not getting a whole lot of upside. It's not very fast to the upside. You know what I mean? So doesn't really have any intraday targets that I would really care for either. It's just, honestly, it just looks pretty sloppy in my opinion. It just looks sloppy. All right. So these lows swept. London starts here, right here. So London, it rallies and then drops down, takes these lows, rallies, trades down into, man, this just looks like shit, dude. I think it trades into that. Low, high, lower, low. I'm trying to get the bodies right there. That's why I said it looks like shit, because it's like, ugh. Comes back into that mitigation, does make a higher high, so I guess that would have been bad during London. I'm not up for London, and we totally gave that up and came all the way back down. And then same thing, right? Well, what I just explained earlier, how we took yesterday's low, rallied, and then took yesterday's low again. So anyone long under yesterday's low, cool. And then if they chase that going higher, they got taken out as well. So just a lot of manipulation all across the board for euro, and that's not surprising. So, and again, this is another reason why I don't really care for Fridays. Stopped out on break even for today. Not really nice. Well, as always, a break even's better than a loss. A break even's always better than a loss. But yeah, we'll put that in our journal. Euro looks like shit. You know, don't write that down. But sometime the euro and British pound, they do have good setups, but today, Friday, it doesn't look good. In other words, it's just not Gucci. It's not Gucci. So I want to take all this off. Well, let's see. There's 2 hours and some change. I don't think we're gonna reach 12,340. I think it's a possibility, but I'm not sure. I think that would be very, very, I don't even know what the right word is. English 100. All right, if you know that meme. But markets have been bullish. I think that would be the next stop for the NASDAQ. New high on the daily. We did reach, what, 250? So that's like a quarter level. 250. Right there. So it looks like a little bit of business being done right there at the 250 level. And see, look at that shit. Small reaction, gave all that back. And that trend line is still here. See what I'm talking about? That trend line I was saying. Like, fuck, I don't even know how to draw a trend line, to be honest. I mean, does anybody really know how to draw a trend line? Like, is that, you know, are those even real? They're just, you know, subjective. So, but that's what I was pointing out a little bit earlier. So we will come back to that. Now, here's the thing about ES. If we drew a wick here, like if we did that, okay, I don't know what gray I have on here. I can't remember which one it was. If we did that, I would like this down candle as a long. I would like that as a long. But since we didn't do that, I don't really care for it. The 12-15 candle, we did take like this low, but that's not enough for me personally. It's not enough. But if the market really does want to run up here, I guess this down candle wouldn't be bad. There is that lack of wick right there too. It just, the 1 minute just doesn't really, you see the difference between a 1 minute and a 5 minute. It just doesn't, like you wouldn't have seen that on a 1 minute chart, only on a 5 minute. And the 2 minute, I mean, that down candle seen here too, which is okay, but I'm not taking any positions. Message retracted. Retracted. Why does it keep saying message retracted? Are you typing up some hickory hockery? What's going on? What's going on? Anyways, let me ask you guys this. Who in here has read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? Do you guys have this? I'll blow up for just a second. You guys have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? Yes or no? Or have you ever read this before? Let me know. I want to know in the chat. I made this book of the month for my I am folks and for my team. This is my extra copy, so the one that has the highlights is up on the wall, but there are tons of gems in Meditations. I just got it last night. I know Al, you got it last night. I think Josh did too. Up to book 3 on it so far. Really great insights. Yeah. I mean, I don't highlight every line in the book, but definitely good insight. Naruto, what's been your favorite line so far in Meditations? What's been your greatest breakthrough? Let me see. So book 3. Did you read the intro? Because I didn't. Incarnuntum. Oh, you know what? Ryan Holiday talked about this before. Book 3 is when he was talking about the way loaves of bread split open at the top in the oven. The ridges are just byproducts of the baking, and yet pleasing. You know, it's arousing to the appetite. You know, ripe figs begin to burst. Olives on the point of falling. The shadow of decay gives them a peculiar beauty. Stalks of wheat bending under their own weight. Yeah. Talk about attention to detail. Very, very interesting stuff. The intro was long and a little interesting, but not like not the actual book itself. Well, I'm glad that there's an intro because it gives people insight to who he was. Like if you didn't know him, or if you haven't done research on him before. You know, there's this really cool guy on YouTube. Let me see if I can find him real quick. It's this really old guy, but he has lectures from when he was a college professor. Let me share that with you guys real quick while we watch the S&P. Michael Sagru. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's this guy right here. Give me a second. Oh, I'm not even subscribed. I gotta subscribe to him. It's this guy. Can you guys see that? Michael Sagru. I don't know. But these videos are really old, and he's got a bunch on his channel. He talks about a lot of people. Freud, I think Friedrich Nietzsche is in here, and Machiavelli, whatever. But this segment he did on Marcus Aurelius is really good. I really liked it. So if you guys want to subscribe to this guy, and he's I don't know, it's probably like from the 80s, 70s or 80s, but it's cool. And it gives you some more insight to who Marcus Aurelius really was. And a little bit of a fresher perspective as well. Know what I'm saying? I am Aussie long at the moment. What do you think about it? Want to see it at 7130. 7130. Let's keep that up here. Australian dollar. Australian dollar is disgusting. I mean, where price is at right now? If we mark up live price, okay, look where that's at in the range. It's right in the middle of all this price action from today and almost the middle of yesterday. We didn't even get yesterday's low swept. There's some highs from yesterday that didn't get swept either. We're just literally right in the middle. This doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But 7130, I can see why. I can see why you want 7130. Obviously the highs here. Clearly that's your target. What made you go long? And where did you go long at? Ignoring what goes on in other people's souls, no one ever came to grief that way. But if you won't keep track of what your own soul's doing, how can you not be unhappy? Is a good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. .4 was very insightful as well. Absolutely. When I went to Ryan Holiday's bookstore, whatever, he had actually note cards, like handwritten note cards. So when you go to the store, right, and there's a product that's on the shelf, and there's that little piece of like plastic where the price, the price is like $2.99, $3.99 or whatever. He had like an index card, something like this, right, where he wrote things in front of like every book. And it was, matter of fact, let me see if I have a picture of that. I think I do. You know what? That was a while ago. I'll have to find that for you next time. But he basically said that this book changed his life. He read it when he was 19. And that's pretty much what got him into like stoicism and all that. So I bought a copy for my friend while I was there. For Christmas, I bought this for a couple people. I have an extra copy for myself that I can give away. And yeah, so it is pretty cool. I think USD pairs are preparing for next week. I don't know what they're doing, man. They're just BSing around. This is what they're doing today. I mean, look at this, bro. Look at this. This is junk. Junk. Junk, junk, junk. So I can see why today's like a break-even day, or just ugh. Stand up straight, not straightened. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have notes on Marcus Aurelius' meditations, and then for Letters from a Stoic by Seneca, I have a bunch of his quotes on index cards. Okay. Matter of fact, while we're here, because the S&P is not really doing much the last 10-15 minutes, there's this really cool video that Ryan Holiday did. Let me see if I can find it for you. So if you guys didn't know, Ryan Holiday was mentored by Robert Greene. Y'all know who Robert Greene is, right? 48 Laws of Power, Art of Seduction, 33 Strategies of War, I think, you know, all that. I think it's a note card system. So Ryan Holiday learned his note card system from Robert Greene. Robert Greene. I think it's this video right here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Shit, he might have more than one video on it.
You say you...
Damn, it's not this one either. I should have saved this, what I should have did. Oh, here it is, here it is. Okay, cool. I found it. All right, if you guys go on YouTube, if you open up a new tab and go to YouTube and you can search, you can go to this guy right here. Let me see. Look at OBS real quick. Okay, if you go to the Daily Stoic. Oh, I'm not subscribed. Y'all didn't see that. Ryan Holiday's 3-step system for reading like a pro. And it's only about 8 minutes or so. He talks about how you should read, how to organize what you read, and then how to use what you read. So there's this note card system right here. It's this big box that has all these note cards in it. And so all of these note cards have quotes and ideas or stories, and that he comes back to reference probably for his own books, because I think he's written like 10 or more books on stoicism and stuff like that. And so this is what I have done as well. I have a note card system. Let me show you guys that real quick. So let me just pull up the reading recommendations for a second while I grab it. And this is actually bamboo. It's a bamboo box. So let me show you that. Let me show you. Okay, look at this. Big, again, it's a bamboo box, right? And when you open it, there it is. See all these cards in here? And I didn't know this. It came with colored note cards already. I have some already. Like I didn't know that it came with it. But look. See, I've got these note cards and all of them have something on them. There's quotes and sayings from all the different books. You know what I mean? Now this one specifically is Letters from a Stoic by Seneca, and at the end there's actually some that are from the Practice of Groundedness by Brad Stulberg. Now, oh shit, I'm in front of the price. Sorry, I still wanted to watch that. So, and the reason is because they, you know, Stulberg and then Seneca are both with an S. So these are placed alphabetically behind the S for that. And if you look at this, the letter E is Epictetus. So I have some from Epictetus as well, which is Discourses and Selected Writings. I don't know why I wrote in blue or green. I don't know why I did that. You know, who knows why I do half the shit that I do. But, you know, there's plenty of quotes in here, so I can be able to reference that. I've referenced these for my next book. I reference these for you guys to teach you new things and where to get these from and all of that business. So there it is. There is my note card box that I have next to my desk, and it looks as if the S&P finally wants to trade above those highs. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight into how I do things. Because that's one of my mentors, you know, Ryan Holiday. I was really hoping I got to meet him at the store, but he wasn't there. And it's cool. I was going long right before 11 New York time. The last down candle at 70.90. Okay, we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Have you read any of Green's works? They're on my list, but I haven't gotten physical copies of them yet. So I have 48 Laws of Power. I think that's in the other room. Oh, look at that. Equal highs. Fucking swept. 96, 97. Beautiful. Look at that. See why we didn't go short? See that shit? Look at that. Look at that poke right in there. Boom. Look at that shit. Man. Live price. What do you think about that, guys? What do you think about that? Studying live price, studying live analysis. So yeah, I mean, I guess that was the play then. You know, the 5-minute down candle. That was the play. From 40, 88.5. I guess if our stop was at 83, that's a 5-point stop. This wouldn't have been a 1 to 3 though. Because like, if our stop was at that high, I mean, excuse me, at this low, aiming for that high, I mean, that's like a 1 to 1.5. So probably not the greatest. I mean, your stop would have had to been super aggressive, or you just would have had to sacrifice risk reward. Like if you want to take a 1 to 1 or a 1 to 2, then yeah, I guess so. That's what you want to do. But personally, I wouldn't have done that. But either way, so it's kind of like a dual setup here. Because remember, this 5-minute down candle to run at that high, and then we have this down candle that it traded into to run equal highs. So kind of like a wombo combo, if you will. The Dow is what the fuck is that? It's done nothing, dude. I think this is the down candle that we highlighted earlier. It's done nothing but spend time in that area. The Nasdaq slightly higher, so no surprise there. But hey, if you guys are having fun, again, give the video a like, make sure you guys subscribe. Because even though we didn't trade that, I didn't trade that live. I didn't even trade it on demo. We just watched it. But hopefully, or yes, I keep doing that. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. You know, if we're not shorting, okay, well, if we have equal highs, then where can we go long? And that's kind of what I missed, because I didn't really see anything on the 1 minute or the 2 minute, but that down candle would have done it. But again, I didn't do that because of these equal lows that price didn't choose to run. So it's okay. It's Friday. I'm already done for the week, but yeah, pretty cool. So, you know, people can talk about trade setups and, you know, oh, I took this, I took that. Well, how about you fucking come on YouTube and tell people what the fuck is going to happen before it happens? Because there are people that do that. I'm not the only one. There are people that do that, but the ones who don't, it's like, bruh, what's going on? You know what I mean? But again, I don't want to start no shit. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to, you know, give you guys insight, and we get to watch live price, because what's better than that? What's better than calling trades beforehand and then watching live price? Like, what's better? Because we can do hindsight. All my videos are hindsight. I mean, they're videos, of course, you know, but it's the commentary. To me, I like to think so. You know, it's why should this pan out? Why should it not pan out? You know what I mean? Or if we think we might go short, but we talk ourselves out of going short, because look at that, we would have hit our stop loss on that short. If we shorted that imbalance here, it would have went against us. It would have went our way, and then it would have came back, then it would have went our way again, and then boom, it would have ran to our stop if we didn't go break even. You know what I mean? So you guys, you know, I didn't get any of this when I was growing up as a trader. I didn't get none of that shit. Glad to see you in great spirit. Well, for now, I gotta go to the dentist on Monday. Man, no, they're not doing anything. They're just gonna take x-rays. $300 for some fucking x-rays. But I'm like, all right, you know, it's cool. And then that's when they're gonna hit you with that big bill. They're gonna be like, oh, well, you need this and you need that, and it's gonna be like 5-10 grand, whatever. Like, fuck. So we'll see. Talk to me on Monday. Or no, well, Monday I'll stream here. I'm not going to the dentist until 2, so it'll be after that. So Monday's gonna be a shorter stream, but we'll see how that goes. Okay. Enjoy your weekend, brother. Jay, you enjoy your weekend as well. The only real one out there. Hey, John, do you think that price will trade lower now the FU candle has taken liquidity? It's a good question. It's a good question. I like how we reacted there. Are we at the high of the day? Maybe. I don't know. If we do come down, this may end up being a mitigation later on. Maybe. It's possible. Yes, sorry. I keep doing that. Now, if these highs, like if these lows were spaced out a little bit more, I would think that we're coming down here today. You know what I mean? So if we get like violence to the downside, any retracement, I think we could body that. If we continue higher, well, I don't know. Then we'd probably have to wait till the last hour, and that's not until another 50 minutes from now. Putting it out for free while he could charge shitloads for it. Oh yeah, I definitely could. I definitely could. But if I charged what I want to charge, most people wouldn't afford it. And I'm just not for that. And the more you charge, the less number of lives you get to impact. So you make more money, but then you don't get as much satisfaction, I would say. Not as much contentment, I would say. You know what I mean? Making money is great, but life is not always about making money. I know that sounds wild to some people. No, man, you know, these rappers and business owners, they're all about money and all about that. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. If you think money is the greatest fucking thing in the world, then hey, make as much money as you can. But you're not going to take it with you when you die. When you pass it on to your family, if you don't do it correctly, they're going to tax the absolute fuck out of you. You know? Then you're going to look back and, oh man, you know, I missed watching my family grow up. I missed out on my marriage. I missed out on, you know, this, that, and the third. Yeah, because you were chasing money, bro. There's a time and a place for that. Don't get me wrong. Time and a place. But 100% of your life spent chasing money, you have wasted your life, my friend. You have wasted your life. Wasted. Like in GTA, when you die, you know, it's like wasted. That's essentially what you did to yourself. You've been my reason for success. Started adopting your model from the tweets on Twitter, and now I trade exclusively that on NASDAQ. Very nice. Very nice. Real one for that. I need to watch price more. You can learn so much just by watching price. Thanks for this lesson, John. You're welcome. I love watching price. Dude, I fucking do this all day, every day, man. Unless I go to the dentist or eat or something like that. But I love this shit, dude. Love it. Love it. Look at Tom Brady. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did. Okay. Yeah, we can look at Aussie real quick. And I'm going to have to take a short break. Probably like a 5-minute break here in just a minute. Where did you say you went long? I don't remember. The last down candle, 70.90. On which time frame? Which time frame are you talking about? GTA, yeah. I would have said Saints Row, but I want to play Saints Row, but they fucked that up, dude. They launched it and they launched just hot dog water, bro. That game is trash. So I was super disappointed because I was going to get on Twitch. I was going to get on Twitch instead of YouTube. And 2022 was the worst year for gaming, in my opinion. Terrible year. Winston says, yeah, that new one is disgusting. It is. So 1 minute AUD USD. Are you talking about this? You talking about this down candle here? You went long on that? So like right there? Like right there? Ooh. Price has been stuck in like a 10-point range all day. Not cool. Not cool. Hey, real quick, guys. So I'm gonna throw up the be right back screen. So don't go anywhere. Literally, I will be back in 5 minutes or less. right. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me see. Let me see. Can we discuss British pound on the weekly? Ew. British pound on the weekly. And just so y'all know, for the ones that are still here, at some point the chat will be membership only, just so you know. Well, I think the next stop for British pound obviously is going to be, oh shit, we already traded above that high. Okay, because at the dollar index, there's only like one or two high there, or there's this low on the weekly, and then there's an imbalance below that. So if the dollar is going to go down there, then I think that would mean upside for British pound, and the only high is right there. I think the next high on the weekly at least is at 126 and some change. That's a couple hundred pips away. So I think that would make the most logical sense for British pound on the weekly. Oh, the membership I'm talking about is on YouTube. And it could be anywhere. YouTube allows anywhere from $2 a month up to $100 a month. But I mean, for the streams will still be free, but the membership, I mean, it could be 5, it could be 10. I don't know. I haven't decided on any of that stuff yet. But I know that if people are willing to pay, even if it's just a little bit, that means that you're going to pay attention and all of that. So that's what I really want. I want people to pay attention. Like, it's cool to have views and all that kind of shit, but if you're here just for like entertainment, if you're not here to learn, then I'd rather just have you go do something else. You can go watch someone else or go read or something else, but you know, if you're not here to learn, then go somewhere else. It's simple as that. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin? I don't really trade Bitcoin. I don't look at Bitcoin. I leave that for Zach and Jordan and some of the other guys. I am not good with crypto at all, so I'm just not going to touch it or touch on it either. Okay. So hopefully that gives you some insight. All right. Well, looks like price is continuing to trade higher. So in this scenario, that I think you could have easily framed, or maybe almost a 1 to 3. Again, we're studying. I'm not acting like I told you to go long here because we didn't do that. But a 1 to 3 would be about right there. So it looks as if that is willing to be hit. 4,100 even is there too. 4,100 even. So that might be on the table. Well, it could be a stretch. Again, 12,340, I think still could be a stretch for NASDAQ, but not impossible. We would have to continue a sustained rally and then probably jump there or get some volatility for that, or we just probably won't hit that at all. But let's imagine for a second, what would you do? Like, if I was long here, if we didn't take partials or profit at that new high, I would at least get out one contract there and then another contract at break even, and I'd probably let this run for the rest of the afternoon. And I think we're going to get some juiciness in the last hour, which again doesn't start for another 40 minutes. Price action is price. Yes, it is. You are correct. Lewis, we just talked about the dollar index like 2 minutes ago. If it's live, just rewind it like 10 minutes and you'll see it. Then you'll see it. Which Bitcoin do we even look at? That's not bad. HNT's at $3. LOL. I think it was Zach and Jordan that were looking to long down in there, if my memory serves me correct. Nice. Monthly imbalance. 16,000 even as well right there. That's not terrible, but in the grand scheme, like, I'm not good with Bitcoin. Yeah, that's why I leave it up to them, dude. And Ethereum. Well, we did leave some equal lows on a daily for Ethereum. So, I don't know. Anyway, sometimes I'll do relative strength on Bitcoin and Ethereum. That usually helps, but I don't really see anything that jumps out at me. I always wondered why the broker says MXMH2023 for Dow, because those are the actual futures. M is micro. Okay. ES is the symbol. H is the contract month for March, and then 2023 is the year. Make sense? Symbol, month code, year. That's how futures operate, because futures are not continuous, they expire. They expire. Like milk, bread, cheese, everything else. They don't last forever. Never thought of doing relative strength on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nice one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're welcome. Backtest that on the daily and maybe like on a 1 hour. Study relative strength, and you're gonna look at the chart and be like, wow, it's pretty dope. Because you're gonna find what's created at highs and lows in the marketplace. So 4100 looks like it's on the table. Let's see if Dow takes this morning's low. It spent a lot of time in there, dude. A lot of time. I would have hated that. As impatient as I am, I would have fucking hated that. Absolutely. I would have despised all that. But we got some time left. I'm assuming that this morning for Dow, I think that'll be taken by the end of today. So we'll have to see. But again, it's the weakest index, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. And we're going to take this off because that was not our high. So if we were going to get that slam lower, then that would have been the... Who keeps fucking calling me, dude? That would have been... if it slammed down, that would have been the play. Probably. But since that's not our high, I'm not looking at it. Know what I mean? And What is it called? It's silent mode. There we go. Not airplane, but like silent mode. Sick of that shit. Sick of it. Someone asked earlier about a hard copy of my book. I only have the paperback. The hardcover is too expensive. It's too expensive. So, anyways, Euro USD. Yeah, we talked about that already too. But yeah, hopefully that gives you insight to the futures, and now you know what that means. That's why you see here, this is ESH 2023, and that's MESH 2023. So ES is $50 a point. MES is $5 a point. So if you don't want to get your face ripped off in futures, I think it would be better to trade one contract of micro than to trade one contract of E-mini, because it's micro is 1/10 of E-mini. Unless you're cool with $50 a point, which is on you. It's 100% your choice. But as a beginner futures trader, unless you're working with like big bread, I wouldn't go E-mini route. I would go the micro route. Because think about it. If there's a 10-point stop, that's a $500 stop loss per contract. So 2 contracts, that'd be $1,000, right? Now the micro, on the other hand, at 10 points, you're only risking $50. So it's way, way less. It's more appealing to younger to intermediate traders, you know? And then you just build up from there. You know, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 4, 5, 8, until you get to the point of like 10. Then once you get to like 10 or 12 micros, then that's probably when you could go to the E-mini, but you'll run into an issue. If you take multiple contracts, like let's say we long. If I long, like let's say down in here I had long 5. I could get out of 2 right here. I could get out of 2 right here, and I could still have 1 more running. In ES, if you only take 1 contract, it's all or nothing. So you either collapse the trade altogether or you hold it. There's no partialing on a single contract. So the remedy to that is, okay, John, well, I'll take 2 E-minis then. Okay, well, now you're at $100 a point. You're at $25 a tick. If you can handle that, but some people can't handle that. You know, $100 a point goes 10 points against you. That's $1,000. And on a 1-minute time frame, you can see how easily it rallies 10 points or drops 10 points. This was 40.90, and it's almost up 10 points in the last 25 minutes. So 25 minutes, that's $1,000 gone, you know? So again, everyone has a different account size. Everyone looks at money differently. You know, if you have $1 million account, then you'd probably trade the you probably trade the E-minis, probably. But this is just the information. It's all out there. You know, the margin requirements, the dollar amounts, and all that kind of stuff. How can I trade futures if I am based in Germany? Do you know that? I'm not sure. I really don't know. Wouldn't know. Or you could just stay with CFDs and do your whatever, SP 500 or SPX or whatever, and it's fine too. It's all up to you at the end of the day. So let's see if we get 4,100. So I guess these lows aren't going to be met today. Unless we get some violence in the last hour, then that would be on the table. But at this point, it's probably not on the table for today. Okay, now the Dow's finally starting to get a little bit of movement. Lagging. Lagging behind. So we'll see how that goes. And at this point, we just got to give it some time. That's all. Can you guys hear the music, right? Because I think it was a few weeks ago we went like the whole stream without music. So let me know if you can't hear it. Or most of you would probably want to put your own music on anyway, but Ole says yes. Okay, cool. Or Ole. Thank you, thank you. Let's see what the treasury bonds have done. They're all right. Man, I got a bunch of markups on here, don't I? Okay, so take a look at that. So coming back to this morning, let's talk about this morning's price action for a minute. London's low here. That was swept at 7:30, and then we retraced at 9:45. 7. Wait, is that right? 7:30. The Dow 7:30 is here. What the fuck is that? All right. Well, anyways, this low at 9:45. You see how the Dow comes lower here? Right there. We'll use this. I guess we'll use the same low. You see that? You see how Dow trades lower at 9:45, but at 9:45 the S&P is here. Look at what the S&P is doing. Up candle here, up close candle there. Right? Low, high, lower, low. We trade through that very aggressively and back into it here. This is also an imbalance. Down candle. And that's really about it. So when that's being accumulated, it makes sense that this down candle was respected, and then this one was respected for these highs, but we're still overall bullish. So now that makes a lot of sense. If we had the storyline, that would have been better. But I was watching this earlier this morning, and then I had an interview this whole time here. So, well, about an hour, from 10 to 11, which was from 10 to about right here and a little bit afterward. So, but that's like the storyline for today. So it makes sense now why this down candle was respected for the morning's high, and then it makes sense why this down candle here was respected for this afternoon to go up to these highs. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Like, it's telling a story. We manipulated, we mitigated, and then we finessed the highs, like in that order, you know, from left to right. I, however, was focused on the equal lows here. So I guess I missed that. That's what I missed. Lewis says yes. Naruto says makes sense. All right, cool. Took me a long time to find the right info on futures. I think I want to say it's cmegroup.com. cmegroup.com. I want to say that has all the information when it comes to futures. So you can try going there. Not advice, not recommendation, but that's where I go to find out a lot of what's really going on. cmegroup.com. Know what I'm saying? What do you guys got planned for this weekend? Friday, markets are fixing to close. What do y'all got going on today? After this stream, I'm going to go to the store. I'm running out of snacks and drinks, so I got to go get some of that. I want to do that before everyone gets off of work and traffic ends up being a lot. Mr. John D is going snowboarding. All right, that sounds fun. I've never been snowboarding before. I feel like the first time snowboarding is very difficult, or I feel like it would be difficult and very cold. Naruto says painting my apartment will be my main focus. What color? It was, and it hurt if you have no padding. Can you show me that mitigation again for the story? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So, when you have... We were at a 15-minute? That's right. Okay. So, the idea of a mitigation... And other people have other names for this shit and whatever, man. Names don't count, context does. Or names don't matter, context does. All right, London's low is here. And we get this 730 candle that was likely news or probably news. I don't know. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that that's a news event. If it's not, fine, whatever. But it's the sequence of... I can draw it out for you. Low, high, lower, low. We trade through that and then back into an up candle to go long. Okay, so it's very similar to like a support resistance idea. Like old resistance is new support. I know it looks like that on the surface, but it's specific, right? So that lower low is one that typically is going to take liquidity or rebalance some price. It didn't do that here, at least on a 15-minute. But if it does that and you get this massive, like, look at that. Look, that's a big ass bull run, right? When it comes back down into either an up candle or two up candles or more, then that to me is a mitigation. It makes it even better when there's an imbalance. And, you know, so since, look at the bodies here. Since the bodies here are respecting that, even though they trade through it, the bodies are respecting this up candle here. And then it trades off of that. So when it trades off of that, that signifies that this is going to be like, excuse me, in hindsight, it's the low of the day here, right? Because why would this be the low of the day? Well, if we're in a bullish market, and when we looked at the Dow at 945, the Dow was lower. So since the S&P did not go lower, it's being accumulated, and look where we are now. Oh, and we did get 4100. Look at that. 4100 even. Cool. So that's why this was the low. And if that is going to be our low, then that's cool. If we're looking for higher pricing, then we understand that down candles and bull markets will hold. You see that there, and you see that here. So that's what I'm saying. The opportunities too long was right there and right there. You see what I'm talking about? So that's like, again, the story of today. Like, what was today's story? Manipulation, mitigation, accumulation, accumulation, higher pricing. Make sense? And it was very close to opening price as well. I mean, you could long that if you want to, based on a 15-minute time frame. Along at, like, if we would have traded that, again, I didn't. If I would have, it probably would have been right at the high of that mitigation. So 68.75. with a stop at this low makes it 55. Now that's 13 points, so I'd have to not do that. So in order to make it 10, it would have to go to 40.68 minus 10 is 40.58.75, which is right there, which again is at the low of this down candle anyway. So that first couple minutes I would have been shaking it, because I would have been instantly 6 points in drawdown, and I would have went, oh shit, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. And then it does it again. It's like, oh shit, maybe I'm wrong. And then it comes back up. Next candle starts to trade lower. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. And then boom, starts to rally away. There's about 8 or 9 points. I would go break even, right? At the close of that candle, I would want to break even. And then I would have just waited. And I probably would have got out that new high instead of waiting for the equal highs, because that never formed. So you wouldn't have known until later. So that first run right there would have been a very good exit for the day on that. So if we have a 10-point stop, we need at least a 30 pip, or did I say point? 10-point stop means at least a 30-point take profit. I mean, at least as like your final objective, which is there. So there's your full 1 to 3. So there are reasons, you know, that I have certain little nuances and things like that. You know, 10-point stop max, or if it's more than 10, then I either water down the contract size or go to the micros instead of ES. You know, so instead of like one ES, I could take a few micros instead, which is possible, but I don't always do that. And there's a reasoning, like there's a method to the madness, you know. But I gave you guys a lot of shit today, just so you know. And it's not for bragging purposes. It's just, you know, here we are, and this is what we're doing. All right, let's see. Let's see if Dow wants to take the morning's high. We didn't run that trendline liquidity, unfortunately. Barely. Not really. So I wouldn't really call that a run on trendline liquidity. But it's like, it's almost as if the other indices are rallying and the Dow is just kind of being dragged along with it. Like, all right, I'll go higher too, but I'm not going to do it without complaining and arguing and, you know, being sluggish. I'll rally, but I'm just going to do it very not sexily, you know. How do you do it when you trade NASDAQ and Dow, since the point system is different and it's still 10? No. So when I talk about 10-point stops, that is strictly for the S&P. That is strictly for the S&P. The Dow, I mean, 10 points, that's like a 1 minute down candle. You know what I mean? Because like 10 points on the Dow is that. The candles are bigger than 10 points. So it would definitely be different for Dow. And the same thing goes for NASDAQ. You know? 10 points on the NASDAQ is that. So you'd get that in like 2-3 minutes. So again, that 10-point stop max is strictly for the S&P. Okay. All right, so again, if we get that sustained movement, if we get repricing above 12,340, I guess that's still on the table. I guess so. We'll have to see. Let's look at SPY real quick. For those of you that don't know, I am long from like right in here, like right there. So not the greatest entry. It was December. I spent a little bit of time in drawdown. A couple days in consolidation, but when you are swing trading and then you sit through shit like this too, like pullbacks like that, you know, it sucks. But it's a set and forget, man. It's a set and forget. So from 81.65, might have been, I know it was below 382, but I'll just measure from 382 to where this is right now. It's about 6%, 6.5%. So decent swing here on the S&P, on SPY, really, not the futures, on SPY, which is nice. I think we talked about 420 the other night too. 420 is way up here. But we'll have to see. There's the triple Qs. Oh, it is taking that high. Look at that. It is taking that today. Very nice. Very nice. I'm long NASDAQ as well from down in here. From down in there. That same area on the S&P as well. So that's great. You know what? Honestly, I'm starting to think we might run up into the close. I think we're going to run up into the close. Right? So we ran that high on the ETF side, but we have not ran that yet on the future side. But that could be on the table for today. We still got an hour and 10 minutes. So we got 70 minutes left. 70 minutes left. Guess we'll see. Guess we shall see. Isn't US 30 technically higher than the other indices? So in a way, it's been waiting for others to catch up? Well, on an intraday basis. That's what I was talking about, on an intraday basis. So, I mean, in a way, I get, well, number one, it depends on where you measure from as well. Like from this low to this high is 14%. The Dow from that low to this high, 4.5%. Oh shit, is that the same low? December 28th. Okay. December 28th. December 28th. The Dow's up a whopping 3.8%. NASDAQ 14%. The Dow 3.8. Dow is fucking dog shit. Horrible. The S&P from the 28th to here is 8.2%. So definitely better than Dow, but not as good as NASDAQ. But obviously, ideally, it would have been all in on NASDAQ. That would have been your best performer. But if you do like I did, half NASDAQ, half S&P, you get the winner on half of it, and you get the S&P on half of it. And if you're in Dow, you're ripping your face off because you're going, why the fuck did I buy the Dow and it's only up 4% when the NASDAQ is up 14? You're looking at that going, Jesus, am I even a trader? You know what I mean? It's like, wow. The NASDAQ, I mean, the Dow to me has always been the weakest index. It's not always like that, but a lot of the times it is. Now the Dow from down here is a different story. That's like 19%. So again, it depends on where you're measuring from, because the NASDAQ from September, what is this? October 14th. October 14th is here. It's up 14%. So what do we say? Oh, measured the wrong fucking day. Oh, that's not even a, that's not even a, what's the name? 18%. 18% on Dow. 14% on NASDAQ. So there you go. It depends on where you're measuring from. So it just looks like, I guess the Dow has been consolidating, allowing the other indices to catch up, that does make sense. But if you're measuring from October, then yes. If you're measuring from December, then no. Because from December, the Dow has been ass. No, so you were right. You were right, John. But that's why I'm telling you, you can find whatever information you want. It's just which low are we measuring from? And that's all. So obviously the ideal scenario would have been long Dow from October into December, and then instead of longing Dow here, we would have longed the S&P and the NASDAQ for the highest performing assets. So because that's how money works. Money shifts, okay, from here to there. Money just doesn't stay in one place. Money is shifting. And when that money shifts, that's the tide that you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of that wave. So obviously the wave was in Dow from October to December. And then when this was bullshitting, that's when money shifted into NASDAQ here, obviously, and then the S&P as well. You know what I'm saying? So you can go long and then wait for 10 years. Obviously a lot of people do that with their 401ks and stuff like that. That's cool. But if you're able to shift from strongest asset, all right, this isn't the strongest anymore. It's made its move. Now something else is going to be the strongest. Let's get into that. Like that's how you kind of hop from one thing to another, strongest asset to strongest asset. Does that make sense? That's what you want to do ideally. But as a day trader, it's a little bit different. As a swing trader, that's what you want to do. You don't want to just swing an asset that you think is going to go up. You want to ideally swing the strongest one. Now, I didn't know which one was going to be the strongest. I didn't know if it was going to be S&P. I didn't know if it was going to be NASDAQ. I just knew that I didn't want to buy the Dow. So I went half and half. Half NASDAQ, half S&P. So that way, either one, I was able to catch it. Because S&P could have outdone NASDAQ, and I would have been fine. Either way. It's kind of like if you wanted to short dollar, so you couldn't figure out whether to buy euro or British pound, so you just said, fuck it, I'll just buy both. I'll just split my risk in half. I'll long British pound and I'll long euro. So one of them will outperform. We just don't know which one it is. In that case, if you didn't do relative strength, or if you didn't look at euro GBP or whatever, then it's the same idea. So at least half, if that is a winning trade, then at least half of it was on the better performer. So at least you're able to get a little bit more juice. Does that make sense? I know it's a lot of intricate shit. It's like, oh, John, just show me how to mark up charts and all that. It's much more to it than that. Much more to it than that. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, from this down candle, or even this one, which again, we missed it. 13 points. Which is what I caught yesterday on S&P shorts. And it was way quicker than an hour and a half. I mean, a good trade is a good trade, don't get me wrong. It's just the faster the better, Would you rather have 10 points in 10 minutes or 10 points in 30 minutes? I'd rather have it in 10 minutes, But we don't always get what we want, do we? Not always. Makes sense, makes a lot of sense. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else we can do with this channel, because I want you guys to be able to have badges and special emojis. I have some in mind. That'll be cool. And then if you guys decide to do that, you'll also be able to get like some type of special badge next to your name that says how long you've been a member for, you know, which would be cool too. So I can see who's new, who's been here for a long time. And then of course the chat would be membership only, so you wouldn't be able to comment or ask questions unless you're a member. That's the idea. Nothing is definitive yet, but that's the idea, you know. And then I'd likely do giveaways as well. I'd likely do giveaways. Probably like books, like meditations, or something to that effect. Which would be cool. I like doing giveaways. I haven't done one in a long time. Shit, I did a giveaway one time. I sent a book to... It wasn't Italy. It was something like Belgium or London, some shit like that. Dude, I sent like a $10 book and it was like $80 to ship that shit. And I did it. You know, you gotta be true to your word, you know. But I was like, I looked at the guy and I was like, bro, there's no cheaper option. He's like, bro, this is the cheapest option. I'm like, fuck, man, I'll do it. But I probably won't do that again. I'm not going to ship a book to the you know, that side of the world again. What I'll probably do instead is purchase that book on like the Amazon of that country. Like if somebody wins something from, let's say London, for example, then I'll go to like the London Amazon if you guys have one. You know, and I'll just purchase it there and have it shipped to your place versus shipping from the US over there. Because I'm not doing that shit again. No. When are you going to come out is signed by you? Oh, that was you, Carlos? I don't think I signed it, did I? That was, if that was you, Carlos, then yeah. Or I might have put a note or something. That shit was like $80, $90 to get that to you, just so you know. Just so you know. Man, that was a long time ago. That was a while ago, dude. That was like 2 years ago. That was longer than 2 years ago. That was like 2.5 or 3. Badges for duration, I'd have a ton. Could include a time limit. Oh, you're 2020. I gotcha. What's from a homework markup distribution on EU? Yeah. We used to have homework and shit too. Yes, we did. Homework was cool, but there was participation. There wasn't a lot of participation, but out of the ones who did, dude, I couldn't go through all that shit, man. There'd be like 10 or 12 of you that would send me a PDF of like 100 charts. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna get through all that? I skimmed through it when I sent you guys emails back. I had skimmed through it, but I didn't go through every single one. Too much time, bro. Too much time. So. But the badges on YouTube, I think there's only like 6 or 7 of them. I'm really not sure. I'll find out whenever we actually get monetized. But it'll probably be months. So like it'll probably be like 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 or something like that. Instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it'll be like 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, and something like that, you know. And then we'll have emojis, which you can drop if, you know, when TPs hit and shit like that. Like with what we did earlier, like if we were in a trade on the S&P and it hits that equal highs, we could be like, yo, drop the fucking trophy emoji. You know what I mean? Like that would be really cool. That would be really cool. So we'll have to see. All right. Anyways, so it is now the last hour on a Friday. So we'll see if we either get profit taking in the profit taking hour, or if we just continue higher on, and we'll see if the NASDAQ ends up going to 12,340. Here's our last hour, guys. And girls, ladies, here's our last hour. What do you guys think? You think we're going to continue higher, or you think we're going to get some profit taking and potentially go lower? Or just consolidate, just piss off and just consolidate? What do you guys think? I don't even think we looked at the ETFs, did we? Oh no, we did, because NASDAQ was above that, so that profit taking is definitely a possibility there. Dow's barely getting above the morning's high. Finally, like, that took a long time. You know what I mean? It was struggling there for a minute. And yeah. Consolidate. Think we'd get some profit taking and then take off till the close. Think next week we hit that high, get more people excited. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Trading should be boring. It should be. But if you're able to win together, that's what's really fun. That's what makes trading fun and exciting. It's not the winning, it's the winning with other people is what makes that fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know which time frame to watch, honestly. I guess we'll just watch the 1 minute then. And see what we do. See what we do. Y'all ever had this? Y'all ever had ice before? The sparkling ice drinks? Y'all know what these are? Mine's pretty warm now because we've been here for 2 hours, but I love these. I gotta get some more of them today. I drink those instead of soda. My cleaning lady yesterday, actually, she was like, "Oh, you've lost a lot of weight." She's like, "You know, what have you been doing?" You know, I'm like, "Yeah, I dropped 20 pounds. I stopped eating fast food, stopped drinking soda. I try to consume a lot less sugar and turkey burgers, you know, stuff like that." So it's nice, you know, 20 pounds. It's really cool. Shirts fit better. Even some of you guys have told me like, "Oh, you know, I can see it in your face," or whatever. Like, all right, that's cool. You know, that's cool. I don't have anything for euro. Dollar index is consolidated. All of the other majors have done a whole lot of nothing. There's been intraday opportunities, but nothing like super significant for currencies. So I don't have anything for you there. Let me see something. So we'll just do 24 and 30. The concurrent viewers. Okay. My personal trainer only lets me eat broccoli and chicken. Nice. Now, here's the question, Carlos. Here's the question. When it comes to broccoli, Are you allowed to have broccoli and cheese? That's my question. That's my question. Okay, booming. Booming here the first 8 to 10 minutes. Looking fairly nice, fairly nice. No, he says cheese is venom. It's like sugar, if not worse. You can have goat cheese, the white one. I don't really know the name. I don't know the name either, but I know what you're talking about. Well, I haven't had broccoli in a while. I like chicken though. I like turkey as well. Is your next book going to be focused on trading, or is it going to be more so leadership, life lessons, entrepreneurial based? If you can answer at this point in time. Yes. So my next book is going to be personal development related, but there's like 4 parts to it. So it will be on personal development, but there's a personal development, right? PD, there's an umbrella to that. So there's like subsections of that. I thought I'd be finished writing by 2023. We're at the end of January and I have not finished it, so I got to get back on that. But I got a pretty good amount of it done. I just really got to continue writing it. So I'm not gonna put out like garbage, you know. I want to put out something nice. I want to put out some shit that it's gonna last a long time, like Trading in the Zone, or Stillness is the Key. You know, like or meditations, right? I want something that's gonna be timeless, that people are gonna want to buy for their friends and buy for their kids. You know, not just like a cash grab. You know, like, oh, let me just put out a second book. Let's try to go #1 again. And, you know, just try to make a bunch of money from that. Like, I don't want it to be that. I want it to be, man, this took a long time, but I'm glad it's finally here. It's awesome. And I'm going to put all my friends on it. I'm going to put my family on it. I'm going to get it, you know, for Christmas for people and stuff like that. That's what I really want. Because if I was going to do a cash grab, I would have done it already. Because my book came out, my first one came out in March of 2021. That was almost 2 years ago. If I wanted more money, I would have published my second book by now. You know what I mean? It's easy to trade when there's a price range, since you can see mitigation, institutional candles, and imbalances. What happens when the asset trades at all-time highs and there's no price to refer to? If there's no price to refer to, then there's no trade. Then there is no trade. What's your thoughts on gold for this month? Or for this next month of February? Well, I wouldn't short. I wouldn't short gold or silver. It's almost like you learn seasonality from someone, you know, that we look for lows at the end of the year and heading into March. And it's almost like you got exactly that. It's just a matter of finding the entry, which obviously in this case this year would have been that mitigation right there. But I missed it. That was on November 23rd. I missed it. Silver, same thing. Okay, right there. You'd have to ignore that, but it trades up and then down. Well, it technically trades into that too, but they're very close together. That was November 22nd. Now we have silver has consolidated, which I don't really care for. I have physical silver, not a recommendation or no shit like that, but obviously gold has been rallying consistently, whereas silver's been kind of sideways. So that's a little disappointing, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, but I wouldn't short gold. I would not short gold. We waited for those lows to be swept for a long time. Finally got that, and now we're here. So I don't know, man. I'd probably go long if I had to do anything. You know what I mean? Look at that shit. 40 or 1950. Boom. Right there. You gotta keep some copies handy for the Uber drivers too, yeah. Del Rio says, finished reading Stillness is the Key today. What is Memento Mori meaning to you? Memento Mori, I think in Latin means remember you will die, or remember you must die. So I think I've shared this time and time again. I have the Memento Mori coin or medallion that I got. This one I got from the Daily Stoic website. The other one that I have, I did get physically at the store. The Premeditatio Malorum, right? The premeditation of evils. But Memento Mori means to me that you got to do what you got to do. You got to focus on what's important. And that if you remember Seneca, he says that it's not that life is short, it's that we waste a lot of it, right? So don't waste your time, do what you got to do, and go from there. XAU GBP, ugh. But I've taught that before. Looking at currencies compared to gold. You know, XAU, USD, XAU, GBP, all that shit. I don't really do that anymore, but I used to do that a lot. Okay. So, let's see what we do, folks. Let's see what we do. If we get an aggressive movement lower on Dow, then I think we may get some profit taking and go lower. We're coming up on 45 minutes left. But it's starting to look like some profit taking, folks. But we don't know yet. But what about you, Malik or Mayic Del Rio? What does Memento Mori mean to you? What does it mean to you? Matter of fact, we got like, I think 20 or 26 of you. I don't know. The numbers always like, they're changing and they're different. So I don't know. There's a few of you on here. So what does that mean to you? Memento Mori, remember that you will die. Is that scary, or is it refreshing, or, you know, what does it mean? And I've got it up there in case you guys have not seen that. I've got my Instagram. I've got one of my most famous sayings down here. And then I have Memento Mori up here. Willa says, means to me to be grateful for past, present, and the future in which I have left. Very nice. Very nice. We don't have the hour marked on Dow, do we? We need an indicator that does that. I've reached out to other people on Twitter that make indicators. I'm like, hey, let's collab. Let's make some indicators. I got some good ideas. And then none of them get back to me. So I'm like, all right, fuck it then. Carlos says, pushes me to achieve more. I like that. I like that. For me, it means that you should not only think in the future and think about what you will do. It means looking more at what you can do every day. Very nice. Well, carpe diem means seize the day. So that could be a good one too. The times when we had a session together on Go Live, Trade House pointed me into the right direction a couple of years ago. Very nice. By the way, how did you make your indicator? I didn't make my indicator. I paid someone like 30 bucks on Fiverr to make it. And then I had a previous student of mine who was a programmer. He learned Pine scripts. He learned how to make some indicators. And that's when we were able to add the third part, which is the New York Stock Exchange. So that wasn't available back then. It was just London and New York. The indicator is still called London and New York, but we were able to add the New York Stock Exchange a long time ago. I couldn't find anyone else that had an opening price indicator. People are making them now, but I made mine like 2 years ago before everyone else. How you like that shit? How you like that? Okay. And if there is one before me, I don't know of it because I've already tried to look it up. But I was tired of marking up the opening price. I'm like, dude, I'm sick of this shit. I want an indicator that does it. And then I had it made. So literally it was like 30 bucks. And that was like the last time I ever used Fiverr, because Fiverr is terrible. Fiverr is terrible. Ooh. But yeah, I literally have ideas for some more indicators, but I just can't find anybody that knows Pine script that wants to make them. What do you think about e-commerce? E-commerce is cool, but you're probably not going to do well in e-commerce unless you have a huge network to market to, or if you probably spend a lot of money on ads, I would say as well. But I'm not even close to being an expert in e-commerce. The only e-commerce store I have is my website, johnfibonacci.com, which redirects to my Shopify store. So, you know, you can get a phone case if you want. The Your Stop Loss is my phone case. There's like 20 or 30 different phone cases for that, or different cell phones for that, rather. I have a Your Stop Loss is my entry hoodie, and there's a bunch of other shit on there that you can go take a look at. That's really the only e-commerce that I do that I know of. So Fiverr reminds me of Five Below. Yeah, it's ass. I like the idea of Fiverr. You know, I like the idea of being able to find work from people. You know, I think it's great for entrepreneurs that want to do part-time work and stuff like that. But anytime that you have something that includes a lot of people, things usually get fucked up. You know? So dealing with people, it's like some people are serious, but some people are not serious, you know? And that I don't like. I've had so many issues with Fiverr from people not doing the right work, or they take too long and all that shit. And it's just, Fiverr has just always been a shit show for me, dude. It just always has. The Kindle format for my book I got done on Fiverr, that was, you know, that's fucked up on Amazon. You know, quality issues reported or whatever. I'm like, I can't fix that because I have no idea how to do that, and I don't know how to do any of that. So, well, Oh, this is a 2-minute chart. No wonder. No wonder. Very, very interesting movement here. Fiverr is good for new entrepreneurs on a budget, but that's about it. Yeah. I've only had like one person do really good work on Fiverr, and I felt bad because she did really good work and she did not charge a lot, so I could tell she was a young entrepreneur. Because that's what I notice about entrepreneurs that are new or just inexperienced. They will typically price themselves below everyone else because they feel like their artwork or their services shouldn't be priced at what everyone else is doing, because they feel like, well, I'm new, you know, I gotta make a name for myself or whatever. And so say there's like a service that's like $100, you know, they'll charge like 70 or 80 or even like 60, right? Because they're like, oh, you know, whatever. But they just don't, like Willow said, they just don't realize what they're worth, you know? So I did feel kind of bad because she did phenomenal work, dude, and she was drastically underpriced. So, but you know, what are you gonna do? Matter of fact, I think it was a girl from Italy. I think she was from Italy. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Oh, my goodness. I gotta eat before I go to the store too, because you never want to go to the store when you're hungry, you know? It's better to have the protective client or the prospective client to say no than to sell yourself short. I agree. You know, people have told me no because they can't afford the IM Academy, or they can't afford one-on-one mentorship. Well, shit, if you can't afford the IM Academy, you definitely cannot afford one-on-one mentorship. Not even close, you know? So it's unfortunate that that's just how people operate. People want good service or good quality, but they want to pay really cheaply for it, you know? You want a 5-star service with like a 2-star pay, you know? It's like, nah, bro, that's not how that shit works. That's not how that works. Ooh. The Dow. The Dow. I'm kinda, again, look, this is what I'm watching, just so you know. I'm just watching to see if this ends up being a mitigation, that's all. We traded above the morning session's high. We ran up again. We slammed lower. And so we're back into this down candle here. I just want to see if we sell off. I'm not trading this. I'm not pulling the trigger. I'm just watching. And the reason I'm not going to short is because, like I've been saying, I think the NASDAQ still has a potential to run up here. It's starting to look like it's not going to. It's definitely slowed down a bit, it still can, but I just think the more time that goes by, the less likely it is to do that. So, but just so you guys know, like what I'm looking at, what I'm, you know, trying to see, that's just what I'm watching. Okay, again, not trading. Oh man, my goodness. Yeah, look where we're at on the day though. Like I know we're at a 1 minute chart, but look at the day. You know, it's 8:30 is here. Right? So there's your open right there. And this is what we've done. This is what we've done today so far. You know? So still has room. It's just a matter of how much more room do you really have to go, you know? Because if it was me, I'd be getting the fuck out of here. If I was long from down in here or anywhere in here, I'd be getting the hell out of here. I'd be exiting longs before the weekend. And that's the thing. You can have good context, but I would get out, but that doesn't mean that the market may not reprice up here, you know? So, because they can definitely do that. They could reprice the last 30 minutes and say, you know, we're not going to short. We're just going to reprice it, or the algorithm's going to reprice to up here. It can totally do that. But again, if it was me, I wouldn't be in front of the computer right now. I would TP, bank what I can bank, might leave one contract on just in case. I'm going to make a mimosa, bruh. Or a margarita or some shit. Or order tacos, you know? I wouldn't want to be in front of my computer screen this late into the day, this late into the week. Know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Ooh. I don't know why I keep yawning, guys. Probably because I keep talking so much. Willow, you said you are a videographer. Do you have a drone? You have a drone? Or just like cameras and shit? So we got NASDAQ, S&P down. If you're still here, Willow. So we just closed a 30-minute candle, and now we're at the next 30-minute candle. So this is now the last 30 minutes of the session. It's the last 30 minutes of the week, and it's the last 30 minutes of today's stream. And then we're gonna have the weekend to go relax, to go read, probably. No drone. I have a Canon I got a few years ago, but to be honest, when I shoot now, I'm just using my iPhone 13. Quality is insane these days on the phones. Yeah. So what you guys are viewing me through is a Rebel T7, actually. Dude, I bought that Rebel T7 just so you guys could have me on camera, because I have a T5 but the T5, it doesn't have the ability to live stream without the that box, you know, that autofocus box or whatever. I couldn't get rid of it, and I looked it up. I did hours and hours of research, and that's what people were saying, is that the Rebel T5 doesn't have that option to take away. So dude, I had to literally buy a brand new Rebel T7 just so you guys could have me on camera. And I mean, it's not super expensive, but it ain't no $100. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that. It ain't no $200, $300, you know? But it's cool. Any of you guys play chess in here? Who plays chess? I play. I probably am not the greatest. DSLRs aren't cheap? No, they're not. No, they are not. And at Best Buy, Mans was saying, oh, if you return it, there's like a 10% restocking fee or 15% restocking fee. I'm like, damn, dude, are you serious? So I just kept it. What pair do you trade the most? I trade index futures the most. What typically S&P 500. I tried to play chess. Been a long time though. What I'm asking you earlier when I saw my chess set, but walked out of the room and forgot. We can play chess one day. We can play chess as long as you don't cheat. Because I know there's cheating websites out there. No. That was pathetic. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. 1 minute bullet rounds reminds me of Indices. I gotta go though. Have a blessed weekend, John. Yeah, much love, Willow. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week sometime. Probably Monday. I'm just curious, man. I really want to see if we're gonna run that level. If we start bullshitting the next 10-15 minutes, it might not. But at this point, I'm just curious. And I'm starving too. Starving. I'm hungry. I don't know what I want to eat though. I ordered a quesadilla last night, shrimp quesadilla, and it had way too much cheese, bro. Way too much cheese. It had a lot of cheese. I had to like take some off of it, and it didn't have enough shrimp. I was pretty pissed, to be honest. It was good though, but all the taco places were closed at like 8. I'm like, fuck, man. So I might get tacos today. Y'all like street tacos? I love street tacos, just so you know. Ooh, ooh, nice, 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 nice. Man, I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do next week too, man. All right, so 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes left on the day. Well, if we get accelerated movement, it would be asking for a lot, but I think that trend line is still here. Or even if we just maybe marked some of these lows, that could be on the table. But again, that's if we get like some serious downside movement, which I don't know, man. 20 minutes left. It's asking for a lot. So I guess not. I guess 12,340. Probably not today then. I guess we'll find out. I'm more of a street quesadilla guy myself with habanero salsa. Oof, yeah. I like quesadillas. I like street tacos as well. Shocks, what's good, man? What's good? Matter of fact, what does this look like on a 5 minute? I don't know. You talked last week about NASDAQ profit taking out, that we should watch price and same price action. What did we talk about last week for NASDAQ? Because I don't even remember. I know we talked about British pound earlier this week. That was fun. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'll be here. Well, I'll be here for another 20 minutes or so, and then we're gonna call it a wrap. Monday the 23rd. What about the 23rd? Oh, we talked about this. Oh yeah. We talked about these lows, I think it was, right? Yeah, some shit like that. Yep. What I missed, I think it was a 2-minute chart. There was an imbalance here. And there was high, low, higher, high. We traded through that back into this. So that made a mitigation here for the short. Oh yeah. That was solid right there. But oh yeah, yeah, watching price is pretty fun, isn't it? We've literally just been watching this trade higher and higher. We figured 12,340 might be on the table for today, but I'm looking at this and we really haven't done all that much. So not really a lot of volatility. I wanted to see if we're going to get some dramatic price movement. If they were going to reprice up here, but it's done nothing for 45 minutes. It's done nothing. A little bit of movement, a little bit of down movement, but nothing like fully sustained. All right, it definitely is sloppy. But that mitigation here, I guess, was okay. But I don't know, folks. I don't know. Doesn't look all that gravy. All right. So now we're at the last 15-minute candle. Right, 12:45, so the last 15 minutes. So the Dow, I mean, I guess at least sold off a little bit. And again, if we get acceleration, I'm wondering if these lows are the target. And if it does, it's going to have to do it fast. Now again, for those of you that are still here, not something that I shorted, not something that I traded, or just watching it, just watching price. So we'll see what happens. Do you go into positions on Friday? Sometimes. Sometimes. Not today, though. I didn't do a whole lot today. I mean, I scalped the NASDAQ, but it was like... it wasn't really nothing to brag about. I woke up a little bit late, then I had an interview that I did from an educator, so I got to do that. And this afternoon really hasn't been all that. We've studied, though. We waited essentially for the Dow to trade above the morning's high. We finally got that. We watched price break down a little bit, trade into this mitigation, and it went lower. But again, just watching it. I didn't say I was acting on any of this, because if the NASDAQ was going to run up, then that would have negated this mitigation to go lower. So that was kind of like the reasoning for that. Ooh, look at that. The S&P traded into that imbalance, at least right there. Hit the short button. That's about 10 points right there. That's not bad. So if we are going to run these lows, then it's going to sustain going lower the next few minutes. That's what I'm anticipating. It should like reach for that fast. There's an imbalance here. So let's see if it trades into that and then lower. Again, there's like 10 minutes left. I wouldn't take this trade personally. I'm just watching. Just want to see what happens on a 2-minute chart. Kind of a 1-minute imbalance as well. I just want to see if that trend line that we talked about earlier, if that's actually going to get wrecked or not, or if we just come back up and then close. That's possible too. If I was in a short from up here, I'd probably put my stop here. And if I was in a short from up there, I would TP probably at this low. If we do get down there. Because I don't know if we will. But it is starting to look like it. I don't know if there's any earnings today. It didn't look. It's Friday, so maybe, but I really don't know. You guys can see those lows, right? My camera's not in front of it. What's your favorite timing for indices intraday? 8:30 to 11 and then 12 to 3. That's my morning session and my afternoon session. And then the last hour, you know, like what we've been watching. All right, so it looks like we're getting a little bit of razzle dazzle here on a 2-minute chart. What do you think the market will do next week? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. Hopefully the dollar actually does something. Hopefully foreign currencies actually do something other than consolidate and, you know, bullshit around. So that trend line in reality was all of these lows here. So that would have been that one. That's like your first one. This one is like the lowest one. So if we're going to run that trend line, then we would probably run this last low down here. And I'll just make it a different color just for sake of watching it. Again, if it wants to run like that trend line, like the entire trend line, then it would do 34,049. So let's see. Oh, my camera might be there again. Sorry about that. All right, there's your first low right there. There's your second. That was the one we've been watching, that second low here. Right there. Boom. The last one, 34,048. Let's see if we can get that. Uh, 8 minutes left. So we'll see if we dump. And almost. There might be an imbalance here too. Let me see. Right there. Boom. There it is. 34,048, 46. Look at that. Look at that beauty. On a 2-minute chart. Dow's weakest index today. So if we were shorting, we would want to short the Dow. Look at that. Remember, We watched this whole fucking thing pan out. If it's gonna do it, it's gonna do it with aggression. It's gonna have conviction. And we fucking watched that. We watched that, ladies and gents. Did y'all have some fun today? Did y'all have some fun today? So we were wrong about repricing on NASDAQ. We ended up getting profit taking in the profit taking hour. And now you see why I told you if I was long, I would have got the fuck out of there. Up here. I would have said I would have got the hell out of there. Boom. We slam, dog. We slam. Phew. Phew. Fucking beautiful, dude. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That last hour that we watched together? Man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I guess in hindsight, we probably should have shorted that, but I told you I didn't want to because I thought the NASDAQ would go up. So we made our decision. We stuck to it, but that's sexy, dude. Look at that. Beautiful distribution above this morning's high for the afternoon. Breakdown in price, mitigation. See ya. Imbalance below equal lows and below trendline liquidity, which was pointed out hours ago. That trendline liquidity here was pointed out hours ago. And that, my friends, is going to end it for today. That was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you again here on Monday. Next week, have a beautiful weekend. This week has been breathtaking. I agree. I was late, but this was amazing. What we have seen, I would agree too. I would agree too. Studying price, watching price, and learning new things. You know? So, y'all be blessed. I will see you here same time on Monday. Okay, tell your friends, tell your family they can hop on too. And we will be good to go.